Hello and welcome to Knits, episode 39. My name is Amber. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Knits. I am most active on Instagram. Today is February 9th, 2024, and I don't know where you're at, but here it is false spring. It is 65 degrees. It's supposed to snow Monday. Welcome to the Midwest. It's what happens. Today, of course, this is a YouTube channel about mostly fiber arts, knitting, crochet. Sometimes I sew and a little bit of books. So let's get started. We've got finished objects. We have whips. We have a new cast on. We have some future knitting as well. So first finished object is the last, sorry, got too far away, and final Gramps cardigan. It's a little orange one. Look at it, it's so cute. Oh, hold on. Went on an adventure today, and all three cardigans are done. They need washed. I kind of blocked their acrylic, so not much blocking to do there. And snipped off the rest of the way. The color's so pretty. And they all need buttons. So guess who gets to sew on buttons? These are just some basic black 1-inch buttons. I'm pretty sure they're the right size. I checked a 1-inch button. I took the cardigan into Joann's. That's fine. But yeah, oh, sorry, the lighting. I have never figured out how to get lighting to write in this place. I got my door open though, so that's probably some of it. But I have to sew those on. I'm so excited. I am planning on pictures of them wearing them. Could add like stickers over their faces because nobody wants to share somebody else's toddlers on YouTube, but still, they're so cute. Speaking of said toddlers, they went to Joann's with us this morning. They were so good, and it was so cool because they kept walking on the yarn and grabbing it and squishing it and being all excited because they got to squish yarn. So maybe future fiber artists? We'll see. But that's the first finished object I have. Very, very glad to get the knitting done on that. And I know technically I haven't sewn the buttons on, but the knitting is done, therefore it is finished in my mind. Because technically they're wearable still. But that's okay. Alright, next finished object. This is just a little whatever. So the leftover yarn from the Hexicardi, I made a little granny blanket. It's small, like I think I measured it's like 27 inches by 27 inches, so like not even 2.5 feet. But it's cute, it's little. Yarn is Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Gnome. It was the big ones, the big mandala. But I like how the colors, I really love how the pink ended up on the end. Just made it nice and bright. This is literally a giant granny square. Just basic granny square, you keep going. I also like to make like 4 or 9 squares, like however big you want, and then sew those together. And then you still have a baby blanket, but you don't have to sit there and make all the small ones, which I don't mind. Speaking of that, we're going to segue into whips because this is a finished object and a whip at the same time. I currently have a scrappy granny blanket that I've been working on very slowly, just holding 2 strands of fingering weight wool and making a basic granny. I got 10 squares done. Okay, we're going to see if I can remember the yarn. This one I know. This is from the mini Pretty Twisted Yarns. We Need a Bigger Boat. Not last July, the July before. So the Shark Week colorway. That's what that is. This was a mini in the Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. It was a Halloween little advent thing. It was about dragons. I know that. I have no idea which one it was. This one is Random Scraps. This one is Pretty Twisted Yarns, a one-of-a-kind colorway that she did. Unplugged. Unplugged is what she calls them, I think. This one is also Pretty Twisted Yarns, even though you can't tell. This is self-striping. I think this is the October colorway. No, this is Hay Bells. That's what this one is. This is Hay Bells. Is when she did the Super Secret Society of Self-Striping Sock Knitters Club. It's pretty cool. This one, the blue sparkle is Pretty Twisted Yarns, We Need a Bigger Boat. I don't know the rest. Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. This, I do not remember the name of the colorway, but it is, again, Pretty Twisted Yarns in a Halloween colorway. I don't know, but it looks cool. And this one is, I know there's a self-striping, Hey You're a Crazy Witch from Pretty Twisted. I might have a lot of Pretty Twisted yarns. It's fine. But I like how you got a little bit of sparkle. I don't know, it's just really cool. So that, and then I have another big old stack here. We're not going through all of these ones. I have all these. So this gives me 30 total. I need like 80 or 90, I think, for a blanket. I am planning on doing the continuous crochet as you go join again on this, probably in a solid black. Probably gonna get some knit picks, Swish DK for that. So I haven't actually done the math on how big the square is gonna be. Like, these are about 6.5 inches, I think. I don't know how big it's gonna be once you add in the going around. So I still gotta math more, but I'm gonna say if I need 90, I'm a third of the way done. That's pretty cool. Okay, next whip we're gonna talk about, do a pair of socks. Actually got a little bit done, not a lot. Princess Bride bag by Slip Stitch Studios. It's twice as long as it was last time. This yarn is Knit Picks Felici in the colorway Zen. And I haven't counted yet. I'm close to done with the cuff. I've started the third color. I am doing magic loop size 2.25 millimeter needles, which is a US size 1. And they're going pretty good. I went to the mall with my teenager and we walked around, so I worked on it while I was there. This is for when I need mindless knitting that I don't have to pay attention to. And that's that. Okay, next whip. Okay, we're gonna do this one. This one's a big one. Bag made by me, and it matches the colors of my project. Really hoping I'm not mid-row. Okay, I'm not. So this is the Eyelet Burr Shawl by Stephen West. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to start it. It's scrunched up on needles. It's as good as I'm gonna get. So I finished my first color. Right about here, I started fading in my second color, and you can barely tell that I changed. You can tell, but oh, that fades good. Toot my own horn on that. I dyed this yarn. So this is the second color. I love it. Single ply, it's so soft and swishy. Oh. Stitch Progress Keeper is a beaded stitch marker from Hannah of the Corner of Craft. I got it in her spell book, the 4-week Advent I got. It is so cute. But that's when I started doing it solid, because I'm counting how many rows I did, or garter rows or whatever. But I love it, and the shape of it's going to be really cool. Like, it's, I can't really put it on, but it's going to sit very well, like just to have it over your shoulders and still keep you warm. So I'm excited for that, especially for when I'm at work, because they can't seem to make up their mind what temperature things should be. Oh, also, did want to talk about that. So this is in a Yarn Cozy by Knitty Natty. Yarn Cozy Light. It's the cable one. And the yarn, this is my favorite yarns. This is a self-striping yarn that I dyed a long, long time ago. And it is done with Broken Violet. So if you use violet, like Wilton's food coloring, you can use that with acid to dye yarn. And I took a skein of, I think it was Cascade Heritage, just in their bare colorway, or whatever the cream is. And I took 2 chairs, spread them out, and I wound a big, huge, long skein. Then when I dyed the yarn, I dip dyed it. So when you dip dye it, it breaks. So the purple's the color it's supposed to be, but the blue takes longer to adhere. So then you end up with a blue on the end. I don't know. Sorry, long story there, but it's still fun. But okay, and I'll show you the other 2 colors I've got to go. So after this one, we will have this color and this color. This one, it's another Yarn Cozy. This is one that I actually made. You can just Google yarn cozy, yarn sock. And it was different because I'd never used like knit fabric and had to switch my needle out of my sewing machine, but it's really stretchy. And this is another one that I knitted. So that's that project. It's coming along pretty good. It is pretty much mindless because, I mean, yeah, you have increases, but at this point, it's routine. There's no problem there. Next whip. This one is a whip, but barely, kinda. Bag is a prototype bag from Mary of Gingersnapfibers. Actually, she is this. So this is a little keychain thing. A friend I work with made it. It's like the Shrinky Dink stuff. Isn't it cute? Makes a great zipper full. Okay. So, this is not much right now. It's actually just a little swatch, but it's going to be something. So, the 11 Stitches membership, they do make-alongs and whatnot. So, February's make-along is assigned pooling. So, we got to do a class with Dawn Barker, which was really cool. I was lucky that I was gifted a few months ago a skein of yarn. This is Madeline Tosh Merino Light, and it is with Barker wool. So, like, it is specifically meant for assigned pooling. And with the assigned pooling, this is going to be the closest skein I know for sure does it. Okay, so this is a skein of Pretty Twisted Yarns in DK. You see how one half the skein is one color and the rest is this. So with the assigned pooling, there's a little swatch I was doing. Haven't actually started the official thing, but close enough. See how most of it's the pink and then you got the purple? Well, when you get to the purple, you do something special. A cluster, you can purl, you can do all sorts of little things. So like with this, you would have your main maybe be the white, the speckle, and then like the yellow. So when you get to the yellow, you would do this little aster stitch. Something like that. This will be a shawl. I'm going to probably rip this out and start more. But I technically started it, I guess. We're going to count it. So that is that one. One last whip. This was a new cast on as of this morning. Knitting chickens is addictive. I'm on my third one. I don't know. It's fun. But we have a chicken butt. So, yarns. Actually, pattern. We're going to start with the pattern. So, this is an emotional support chicken by the Knitting Tree LA. There's the pattern. It's like a $5 pattern, so it's not bad. They redid the pattern, and so far, I like how they've redone it. It is easier to follow. I mean, the first two tries I did, it wasn't terrible. But I do like it better. So, yarn. This yarn, big old ball of it. This one's cool. So, I have a local wool shop, not a yarn shop. She specializes more in a wool for like wool applique. She also does stuff for, I think, Oxford Punch, rug hooking, I think. And she has some yarn and stuff as well. But she actually dyed this. I don't know how. I love it. It's so many different colors. And it's making a pretty good chicken. Contrast is some leftover Cascade Superwash Merino in whatever color this is. I wasn't sure if it was going to look good, but it looks really good. I like it. So, hopefully, next Friday, you'll be able to see a chicken. Hopefully I don't give it away by then, because hopefully I get this done this weekend. I actually have a 3-day weekend. I'm off Sunday. I don't know why I didn't take Monday off. Monday's my birthday, but I'm like, oh, I'll take the weekend off. It's fine. So, this should be done by then. That's my plan. It's so thick and squishy. Oh, interesting thing that I noticed. So, I usually use like DK and worsted kind of interchangeably, because to me they're pretty much the same. Not always. So, this is the worsted weight. It's going to be hard to show on camera. This is a DK. And they're so much different. Like, I think it's mostly the way they're spun as well. Like, this one is lighter and fluffier and has some stretch. This one does not. There's, like, no stretch, and this one has stretch. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. It's still going to work. It's a chicken. I'm going to stuff it. If the gauge, I don't need a gauge. Like, it's fine. But, oh, it looks so good. Okay. Should probably breathe for a second. I don't think I have done that yet. That is, we're going to check the handy dandy little notebook that nobody can read but me, because I can't always read my handwriting. Okay. Yes, so that is all that. So, next up, we are going to do future cast ons, because I have plans. Might be this weekend, might be later this week, might not be till next weekend. One is, so Left Knitted Podcast made this hat last year for the Black Knitter does the Black History Month mail, and she made it last year, and I loved it. Well, she was talking about it again on her most recent episode, and I kind of want to make it. I wanted to make it last year. Well, this time I got the pattern. So it is the Kestra hat by Vanessa Smith. And look at that. Okay, so here's the part I love. I know it's hard to see like this, but look at that crown. Like, it's color cat. Oh, that crown. So, I'm not 100% deciding my colors because I don't want to wind yarn right now. Like, winding the yarn, I don't want to do it. I don't want to set it up. I should be trying to get some of this stuff out. No, I'm using leftovers. But I mean, using up scraps is good too, right? So right now I have pulled out these two. This, I'm pretty sure is the cat lady, Craft All the Things, Andrea. I'm pretty sure. I got two different greens from her and like a mystery thing, and I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. This is FionaKayKnits. I cannot think of the name of the colorway, but look at it. I love how it's black, but it's got that pink in there. Thinking about these two for that hat. What do you think? Tell me if you think that'll be cool. I'm gonna do the green for the main, pretty much just because I have more of the green and I want to make sure I have enough. But I haven't actually checked the yardage. How much? 136 and 70 yards, respectively. I'm gonna have to weigh these and do some math, so we'll see. But that is a future cast on, potentially this weekend. Depends how fast the chicken goes. So, okay, yes. Now I know what the other one is. Sorry. Okay, so the next future cast on actually goes into acquisitions as well. I guess the buttons were acquisitions, but whatever. So, I purchased the other day because sale patterns, it's a thing. Knititude's Braided Bralette. I cannot put a picture of it in here so you can actually see what that one looks like. And I was trying to think of what yarn to make it with. Well, I've got a whole bunch of this cotton. It's Jody Long Summer Delight. It's 90% cotton, 10% cashmere. So I've got a whole bunch of it in black. Then I'm like, oh, originally I got the black, then I got a red, a yellow, and an orange, thinking I could do some kind of like fiery color work thing. I don't want to do color work with cotton. I know it's doable, but I'd rather use wool for that. So, or something with more wool content. So I'm like, ooh, I could make the braided bralette in this, but I only have one skein. I'm gonna need like 2 to 3 to make it fit me right. So, sorry for wrinkles. I forgot to take this out. I stopped by Mad Knitter Yarn today, and it's really blowing out the red. It's not quite that orange. I now have 5 of them. Do I need 5 of them? Probably not. Did I get all that she had? Yes. You know why? They were 75% off. So, 75% off, that's like buy 1, get 3 free. No brainer. Might as well do it. So, I have plenty of that. That might not be a cast on for this week, but that is going to be something I'm going to cast on soon. So, that is all my knitting content. Or yarn content, I guess you should say, for today. Real quick, reading and watching. I don't know why I say reading and watching. I watch YouTube. I don't watch shows. Although I did laugh because my 19-year-old just started watching The Witcher. I don't know why it's taken him so long, but he was 4 episodes in and he texted me. He's like, I just realized that Henry Cavill was The Witcher. I'm like, okay. I thought it was funny. Okay, back to books. So, I haven't finished anything since last week. because the stuff I've been reading is big, but I have 3 books I'm reading right now. I'm still working on House of Sky and Breath. That is Crescent City #2 from Sarah J. Maas. It's okay. It's getting interesting. I will say, this is terrible. I love paper books. I do. But that book was so huge. It was hard to manage. And I got so excited Wednesday when I got the digital copy came into the library. So I returned the paper version, or the hardback, and I'm now reading it on my Kindle and my phone, which means I'll have more chances to read it because I'll be able to read it on my lunch break at work, and it's just going to be easier. So I'm reading that. I am also still sometimes reading Midlife Soul Hunter. That is book 8 of the 40 Proof series by Shannon Mayer. Great urban, or I think urban fantasy is the technical genre for that one. Great one if you like that stuff. And then listening to Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. That one I'm not too far into. It's interesting. Not my normal what I listen to, but it was there on Hoopla and I wanted to listen to something. So we're going to try that and see. And that's it. Oh wow, I did a 20-minute episode. This never happens. Hopefully you stuck with me this long. If you did, I appreciate it. And I do want to actually thank everybody who's watching. My subscribers went up higher, and I appreciate everybody. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. Comment, tell me what you're knitting. I love to hear what other people's making. Have you made an emotional support chicken yet? Do you want to make an emotional support chicken? What are your thoughts on emotional support chickens? Okay, that's it for this week. Y'all have a great weekend, and thank you for watching.